Razer. With that, I'm concluding the introductory part of the video where I present the brand whose product we are reviewing. The Blackwidow series of keyboards was first announced in 2011 and had a really steep price that went around 200 euros in the European market. From time they went from the German-made Cherry MX switches to Kailh switches, and now they have their own manufacturing, their so-called Razer switches that are in fact made in the same factory as Kailh switches but under a different brand name, and they do sport a higher mean time before failure rating. But yeah, I've never had any mechanical switches fail on me, so there's that. With the Chroma X series they have started to deflate their pricing so that they are more in line with the competitors on the market that is now fully saturated. The X Chroma is a simplified version of the original Chroma with a lack of 5 macro buttons on the left side and a design that sets all the buttons on a compact metal surface similar to the Ozone Strike Battle. Therefore, the whole upper surface is made out of one solid block of black anodized metal that is elegantly curved on both edges. With that, Razer guaranteed a smaller footprint compared to previous Blackwidows, and that we do like. The decision to not have them integrated in the board itself is good for easier maintenance sake, and of course because of the reflection of the RGB backlighting of the keys that looks absolutely spectacular. More on that of course later. The cable itself is really thin, and that is mostly due to there not being any audio or USB pass-through cables, and that is a feature that we quite honestly miss in this price range. To add to that, the cable could be removable as well. Well, maybe in the future. The keys are similar to other Razer mechanical models with soft plastic covered keycaps that is resistant to fingerprints and looks more soft compared to Blackwidow 2014 Stealth for example. Finally, they decided to get rid of the barely readable font on the keys. These are now relatively standard. The LED indicator part has the standard caps lock, num lock, scroll lock, and besides those also features a macro recording button through the use of shortcuts on the keyboard, as well as the game mode that disables the Windows key and can disable the Alt-Tab and Alt-F4 functionality on the keyboard. And now the most important part for all the potential buyers of the keyboard, the lighting itself. They are positioned above every switch, and the keys themselves are more than bright enough and evenly lit on the primary functions. But because of the position of the LED diode itself, the secondary functions are not sufficiently visible, so we can't see the slashes, the asterisks, and so on. We can choose between over 16 million color combinations through the use of Razer Synapse, which also helps us configure our macros and special profiles for games such as CSGO and League of Legends. Integrated in the software are also lightning profiles for different games, so for example when we play Overwatch, we see our reload times through the changing of the colors of the backlighting on separate buttons. And on the other hand, we see our flash and ignite statuses on let's say League of Legends champions. When they are available, they turn green or some other color for example. Then again, Corsair has the same functionality, but K90 and K70 from their lineups are meant for enthusiasts that have the willpower and the enthusiasm to spend hours upon hours of time in the programming tools to program the lights. But in Synapse everything just works and is simple to use and to configure. But now we have to look at what is, in my opinion, the greatest mistake of the keyboard: the switches inside. We were given a review sample with the green Razer switches that are most similar to Cherry MX Blues for example. So for typing enthusiasts and people who enjoy loud typing sessions. All is well and true, but the sound compared to Cherry's is of higher frequency when compared to Cherry MX solutions, and it comes in a frequency range where it's not enjoyment or comfort anymore, but it's sheer annoyment. Additionally, we have to point out that some buttons occasionally squeak, but it's possible they break in through time and don't squeak anymore. To summarize, the Razer Blackwidow X Chroma is a noticeable improvement from Razer and represents a great, although expensive, product for RGB enthusiasts and people who are already involved or bought into the whole Razer Chroma ecosystem. Just do buy the Razer orange switches if you don't want everyone to move away from you.